In the world of rock music, few stories feel as powerful and as poetic as this one. It's a story about grief, about legacy, about rhythm, and about the moment a teenage boy stepped into the spotlight, carrying not just drumsticks, but the heart of a generation. This is the story of Shane Hawkins, the son of the late legendary Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins, and how he responded when the band asked him to sit behind the drums in his father's place. It all began on September 3, 2022 at Wembley Stadium in London. The Foo Fighters had organized a massive tribute concert to celebrate the life and music of Taylor Hawkins, who had tragically passed away just months earlier. The stadium was packed, emotions were raw, the world was watching. And then, Dave Grohl stepped up to the mic. "We've got a very special person joining us tonight," he said, fighting back tears. "He's a member of our family. He's a badass drummer. And he's Taylor's son." Shane Hawkins walked onto the stage, just 16 years old, nervous, stoic, focused. This wasn't just a performance. This was something bigger. The band kicked into My Hero, one of Foo Fighters' most iconic tracks, and Shane delivered a performance that shook the stadium to its core. His reaction? Later, when asked what that moment felt like, Shane said, "It was terrifying, but I knew I had to do it. For my dad, for the band, for me. When I sat down at the kid, I felt like he was right there with me, like he never left." Those words echoed far beyond the stage, because Shane wasn't just reacting to an opportunity, he was responding to loss. He was answering grief with courage and pain with purpose. Backstage, Foo Fighters members embraced him with tears in their eyes. Dave Grohl, himself no stranger to loss after the death of Kurt Cobain, later said, "It was one of the most powerful things I've ever witnessed." He didn't just play the drums, he became the music. His father would have been proud beyond words. The media called it one of the most emotional performances in modern rock history. Clips of Shane behind the drums went viral instantly. Millions of views within hours. Social media lit up with comments. "I don't know how he held it together. That kid has the soul of a warrior." Shane Hawkins just became rock and roll royalty tonight. He didn't fill his father's shoes, he created his own. But perhaps the most telling reaction came from Shane himself. Weeks after the show, in a short behind-the-scenes interview for a documentary segment, Shane opened up. "I wasn't trying to prove anything. I wasn't trying to show off. I just wanted to play the song the way I know my dad would have played it. Full of heart, full of fire." He paused, then added with a quiet smile, "I think he was there with me. I could feel him." It wasn't the last time Shane performed with Foo Fighters. In select shows, he returned to the kit, each time with growing confidence, deeper emotion, and a style all his own. As whispers of a possible future with the band circulate, fans are asking, could Shane be more than just a tribute guest? Foo Fighters haven't confirmed anything officially, but Dave Grohl has hinted at something meaningful. "We never expected that moment to hit so hard. Shane isn't just talented, he understands this band at its core. That's something you can't teach, that's family." And that's what Shane Hawkins represents. Not just talent, not just timing, but heart. He reacted to tragedy by stepping into the fire, and he turned the most heartbreaking moment of his life into a powerful, healing performance for millions. Whether he becomes the full-time drummer of Foo Fighters or continues to blaze his own path, one thing is certain: the spirit of Taylor Hawkins lives on in every beat Shane plays. Because sometimes legacy doesn't end, it simply picks up a pair of sticks and keeps going. As the lights dim and the final note rings out, what remains isn't just the sound of music fading into silence. What remains is something deeper, something far more powerful. We're left with a memory, a message, a movement. This wasn't just another concert. It wasn't just a band on stage playing through a set list. No, this was something sacred. It was a moment suspended in time. A son stepping into the void left by his father. A heartbeat returning to a rhythm the world thought it had lost. Shane Hawkins didn't ask to inherit this moment. He didn't chase fame. He didn't beg for the spotlight. It came to him because of love, because of blood, because of a beat that never really stopped. It was simply waiting for the right hands to carry it forward. And when that moment arrived, when Wembley Stadium stood still and the eyes of the world were upon him, Shane didn't flinch. He walked to the drum kit, sat down in the shadow of greatness, and played with the fire of someone who understood exactly what was at stake. Not just a song, not just a tribute, but a life, a legacy, a promise. Through his hands, we heard more than rhythm. We heard remembrance. We heard grief. We heard celebration. We heard a father's voice in the crash of every cymbal, and a son's heart in every strike of the snare. And in that moment, the world realized something we sometimes forget, that music doesn't end with death. It lives on, in echoes, in memories, in those brave enough to pick up where others left off. Music is not bound by time, nor limited to those who first played it. It evolves, it endures, and in the hands of the next generation, it takes on new shape, new soul. Shane Hawkins didn't just honor his father's legacy, he embodied it. And then he began shaping his own. With every beat, he told a story not of loss, but of continuation, of passing the torch, of taking pain and turning it into power. Because what we witnessed wasn't just a tribute, it was a transformation. A boy stepping through the fire of grief and emerging as a man, an artist, carrying both his father's spirit and his own voice into the future. The crowd may have cheered for the performance, but they wept for the truth in it. Because it reminded us that healing doesn't come only through words, it comes through sound, through music, through that invisible thread that connects us across generations, across tragedies, across time.